Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. I have no makeup on except for eye primer, and then I did set it because I'm doing a get ready with me today, and I'll be testing out a few new products, and I don't have a full face of like first impressions or anything. It's just a couple products that I got recently, but I haven't actually tried them, so I thought it'd be fun to try them on camera with you guys. So I just zoomed you guys in so I could work on my eyes just to make it a little bit easier to look at. And like I said, I already primed them. So I like to add a white cream base, and this is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Cottage Cheese. I like this one because it's shimmery and it makes my shimmers pop really nicely. And I'm going to be testing out a new eyeshadow palette today. But I always wear a base with my shimmers. I feel like just with my hooded eyes, it helps them stand out more, and it also helps them not crease. So I'm just blending this out. I just realized I am breaking out here. I know it's from mask because I tend to sweat a lot in my mask, but I'm always gonna wear one and I encourage you guys to, but I just noticed I had like 3 pimples here and I'm not too happy about it. Anyway, moving on to the eyeshadow, I recently purchased the Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette. I bought this off a recommendation from LS because I know she really likes this palette and she also loves gold eyeshadow like I do. So I decided to pick it up, and I just got the mini one because I didn't want to fork out the money for the full-size one, even though I have been wanting it for several years. So this is what it looks like, and I think I'm going to do a gradient with this nice gold shade on the lid, like the inner half, the green on the center to the outer half, and I think I'm going to blend it out with this olive matte shade. I've actually never tried Natasha Denona shadows before, so I'm pretty excited. I did pick up product from the gold on a brush right here. I didn't wet it, and I do typically wet my shimmers, but I want to see how it looks without me wetting it first. Oh, that's really pretty. I would definitely like to foil it a little bit, but this color reminds me of the Aquarius shade from the Beach Cosmetics Zodiac palette. It's like the baked shadow one. I just wet it with my Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. And just to make it a little bit more intense, I find that shimmers just work better with a little bit of like wetness to it. And that's definitely intensifying it a lot more, which I wanted. So happy about that. I just did the same thing on my other eye just to make it even, and now I'm gonna start to use this like goldy olive green shade, but it also has some like brown tones in it, so we'll see how this looks. I'm gonna pick this up on my brush dry first, and then I'm going to try it wet if it doesn't give me the intensity that I want. So that's actually showing up pretty. I don't think it has as many like sparkles as the gold shade, but I do like it. That's a very unique shade, and I don't have anything like this specific olive shade in my collection. I think that looks really pretty so far, and it goes with my shirt pretty well because I have like a camo shirt. And I think I'm actually going to use this matte brown shade first in my crease to see how it looks, and then I think I'm going to add more of this matte olive shade on the outer corner. So I have a little bit on my brush. Ooh, that's really pretty. That blends so well. I get really picky with matte just because I like when they're super, super soft, and I feel like that is blending so nicely. I think Natasha has a really good eye for color combos because I feel like this looks just like more effortless, like it's an effortless kind of olive gold look, and I think it looks really pretty so far. Now moving into this olive matte shade, and I'm just gonna take a little bit on my brush. I didn't dust it off like to clean off the product from the brown because I think it'll help kind of blend it a little bit, we'll see. And I'm just going to throw this on the very outer half just to give a little definition in the outer corner. I just went ahead and highlighted my brow bone with this Jordana eyeshadow, the same one that I used to set my eyeshadow primer, and I did recently hit pan on it if you guys want to see. So that's what it looks like. I like to use that to highlight my brow and also kind of blend things out a little bit, but the Natasha shadows were pretty effortless to blend. I'm gonna see how the shadows apply with a finger because I like to intensify my shimmers after I apply them with a brush. Just my routine that I always do. So I'm gonna take this gold shade first, and then I'm just going to take, sorry, my middle finger. I should have taken a different one, but it is applying really nicely, and I feel like the green's coming out a little bit more with the product on my finger, so that's really nice. I'm also gonna do the same thing. I'm sorry, I have my middle finger again. I'm gonna do the same thing with that green shade. That's all I'm gonna do for upper eyeshadow. I think it looks really pretty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this matte kind of taupe shade in my brows because I think it would be a nice color for it. I think the brow shade looks pretty good. It is a little bit warm for my brows, but I honestly don't mind that. But I'm gonna go off camera and do my mascara and liner. I think I'm just doing like my tight line. I don't think I'm gonna do a wing, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I did do just mascara and I tight lined a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to my face, and I do have a foundation to test out. I did prime my face with the Faced Major Hangover Rx primer because I always use a primer. This is basically just like a glorified moisturizer, and it does kind of provide a little bit of tackiness to the skin. But the foundation I'm trying is the Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. I did get this on sale at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, I forget which one, and it was around $10. So I decided to pick it up because I did want to try it when it first came out. I'm not sure if they actually discontinued this foundation or what, but I did get it on sale, and I have the shade in Snow. I thought this shade would be okay. I didn't like swatch it or anything because I just thought that would be gross since it's not like a product that has a tester. And it says it's infused with juicy watermelon and fresh cucumber, and I did choose this shade because I believe I had the shade in Snow in the Born This Way foundation that I used up I think last year, and I thought it would be a good match. So I haven't actually like swatched this on my hand to test it yet, but I think this should be a good match as long as the color right here comes out of the bottle like that. So we'll see. This smells like watermelon. I don't know why I didn't think it would smell like watermelon, but to me it smells good. But I would definitely watch out if you do have sensitive skin, just because there is some fragrance in here. And the formula seems pretty nice. And it is full coverage, so I hope this shade looks good and doesn't oxidize too much because I don't want it looking like a mask. I'm gonna start off with this amount of product first. I think it was like almost a full pump, and I'm gonna grab the leftover product from my hand. So let's start blending this. I think it does match me. I'm pretty sure it does. Maybe a smidge too light. And you guys know me, I really like dewy skin, so this product was calling to me. I really wanted it when it first came out. I didn't feel like paying like $30 for the foundation when it first came out because I really don't buy high-end foundations that often. So it seems like it's providing, I would say, medium coverage for now. And we can see if it's buildable because I still have my pimple showing right here. So that is one layer of the foundation and just about a full pump. I'm gonna pump out a little bit more just to get some more coverage in areas that I'm a little bit more insecure about. But I like the finish. It does give me a nice glow so far, and it seems like it's like a skin-like foundation. Like it looks just like my skin, but with a little bit more enhancement to it. So I'm pumping out a little bit more just to get some more coverage, and this was about a pump. So I'm gonna add some more here on my cheek area where I have some pimples and some redness right here, a little bit on this side. I don't know if the camera is washing me out, but the shade does look like slightly too light for me, but if I'm looking like just in the mirror, I think it looks fine, but just camera, I feel like it makes me look really, really pasty. So here is like about 2 layers on my skin, and I definitely like the finish of it. It doesn't really look like makeup on my skin. I'm gonna try to cover up my pimples with a concealer, and I'll probably mix in a little bit of the foundation too because the concealer I have is also just a little bit light, but I think the foundation will kind of balance it out a little bit. This is a newer concealer to me, but I did purchase it I think back in February or March, and I haven't used it until a couple of days ago, and I think I've only used it twice, but this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I have the shade in Fair Warm. This is pretty fair and yellow, so the shade name is pretty accurate because it is Fair Warm, but I think it is just slightly too light for me, and I did purchase this during the winter, and it's towards the end of summer right now, so that's probably why it's not matching me too much, but I'm gonna add a little bit of coverage to my pimples because I have a couple right here. Gonna add some coverage to my cheek area. And I like the applicator because it is one of those like larger applicators, and I think it's easier to apply product that way. blend this with the more pointy side of my beauty sponge. I feel like I look so pasty on camera, and it's really annoying me because I feel like in real life I don't look that like pale. Which is fine being pale, but I just feel like my camera's really washing me out because of my ring light. But we'll see how the full makeup looks towards the end. This concealer has a decent amount of coverage. I don't like to apply too much underneath my eyes, and I don't like to do that anyway, but I feel like compared to my other concealers that I've used lately, I definitely need to use less product with the e.l.f. one because it does provide a nice amount of coverage. I just set my face with a little bit of powder, and I do think my skin looks pretty good. The concealer I think is a little bit too cakey for me in my opinion. I would like something that's a little bit less coverage and a little bit more dewy, but that's okay. It does look nicer throughout the day as I wear it. I'm gonna use my Becca Sunlit Bronzer Capri Coast. This has a lot of pan on it, so it's not one that is a new product to me, but I just thought I would pull it out because I don't think I've used it on camera in a while. So I'm just going to apply that to my forehead area to kind of make my forehead a little bit smaller because I don't love the shape of my forehead, and also just my cheekbones, but this is looking kind of like blushy on me. This is typically a pretty red toned bronzer, but some days I feel like it does look like a blush on me, and today's one of those days. For blush, I'm going to use one of my favorite blushes in my collection, and this is the Found Beauty Baked Illuminating Blush. This is a very light blush, but it's super glowy and sheeny, and it looks super beautiful on the skin. And I wanted to use this for this look because since I have more of like an olive toned green look on, I think it would look really nice because it is a warmer blush. This is like the perfect blush for my skin tone. I love something that's not too pink, not too peach, and I think this definitely gives a beautiful glow as well. For highlighter, I'm going to use my JCat Beauty You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter in Crystal Sand. I have been using this a ton lately. I mentioned this recently in my current favorites because I've just been using the crap out of this summer. It's one of those where it is intense, but you can blend it out and get more of a natural finish. And I like that it's a light gold shade because it just goes with my skin really nicely. Normally by this point I would move on to my lower lash line, but I'm really excited to try this gloss. This is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. I don't know why that took me like 8 tries to say, but this is the shade in Prismatic Peach, and I believe someone on Twitter mentioned this gloss and it being one of their favorites, and I saw this shade and I just thought it was the most beautiful gloss ever. I almost forgot to clean my lips off, so I just did that really quick to get the excess foundation off, and let's apply the gloss. This is such a gorgeous shade. We're gonna get up close and personal here because I want to show you my lips. I don't know if you can see, but there's like some bluish sparkles in here, and it's so glossy, and I think I might actually like this more than my Fenty gloss. This is so pretty. Just zoomed you out a little bit slightly, and I was just going to use the Natasha palette on my lower lash line, but I did also get some products from Davina Cosmetics recently. I picked up 3 of their shadows and I just threw them in my Z palette. So I have a matte shade, a shimmer shade, and then a pressed glitter. And I'm going to pull this duochrome shade in, I guess it's Malachite. I don't want to drop it. Here is the shade in Malachite, and it is a beautiful shimmer. I will swatch it for you, and it's supposed to be a duochrome. I did wear this on my lower lash line the other day, and it was super, super pretty. It's supposed to be like a green to blue duochrome. So that is what the shade from Davina Cosmetics looks like. I think it looks more blue in real life than on camera right here when it's shifting. Just zoomed you in a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with it dry first on this detail brush. I've really been liking this detail brush for my lower lash line recently. That is gorgeous. And it looks like I'm going a little bit lower than I planned, but that's okay because it is a gorgeous shade. And I think it is okay to be dry. As you can see, it is very pigmented, but I think I'm gonna go in with it wet a little bit as well. So this is me going in with it wet. And it does stick a little bit more, and I think I can see a little bit more of the blue shift, but overall it's a very pretty shadow and it applies nicely. So I just added an extra coat of mascara, blended out my lower lash line a little bit, and added an inner corner highlight, and the look is finished, and I really like how it turned out. And I'm pretty happy with all the products that I tried today. I really enjoyed the Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette. I think all of the shadows were very pigmented and the mattes blended super nicely. The only one I didn't use was this chocolatey brown shimmer right here, and I think this would look really pretty on the outer corner or as like a shadow liner. The Devinah shadow is stunning. I think it looks so pretty on the lower lash line, and I wish it would show off more of the blue when I'm wearing it, but it is gorgeous, and I just will have to play with it a little bit more. Maybe if I pair it with teals, the blue will actually come out a little bit more, but for a green look, pairing with olive tones, I think it looks gorgeous, and the formula seems really nice. I honestly really like this foundation as well. I don't think it's full coverage, which is fine for me because I have been liking a little bit of sheer coverage lately. I'll have to look at the shade in real life and like compare it in natural light, because to me on camera it does look a little bit light, but I think it will probably match me more in the later fall and winter time. The finish is really nice. I like the skin-like finish that it has with a little bit of dew. I don't think it's my most dewy foundation that I've tried, but I think it is a nice finish. Honestly, I've got to say this gloss is probably my favorite thing I have tried in this video because it makes my lips look really nice. Makes them look super glossy, and I love the shimmers in it, and it doesn't feel like gritty on the lips even though it does have a lot of shimmer. I don't know how much it plumped, but I think it looks gorgeous on the lips. And then as for the concealer, I'm still testing this out more. This is like the third, I think, time that I've tried it. It is a little bit light for me in my opinion and a little bit too yellow, and the coverage seems nice, but I feel like sometimes it can look a little bit cakey, so we'll have to see as I start to use this product more, see if I like it more. But that is it for my testing new makeup video. I'm not necessarily sure what I'm going to call this, but something along the lines of that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I also have a horse channel if you want to check it out. It is called C&K Equestrian. I'll have a link down below. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.